The Bold and the Beautiful, May 26th to 30th, 2025, Obsessions, Ultimatums, and the Edge of Fate. As the week of May 26th begins, The Bold and the Beautiful propels every major storyline into overdrive, piling on emotional turmoil, romantic warfare, and life or death stakes that threaten to rip every character from their carefully balanced world. The week delivers no filler, no breathers, just a relentless march of revelations, shifting alliances and confrontations too intense to ignore. There is no stability. There are no certainties. And for Liam Spencer, there may not be much time left. At the core of the week lies Liam's devastating medical dilemma. Weeks after being diagnosed with an inoperable brain tumor, the tide seems to shift when Dr. Grace Buckingham enters the picture with an experimental treatment path, a combination of radiation and chemotherapy. It's a glimmer of hope wrapped in a storm of risk. Grace is clear, this is not a miracle. There are no guarantees. Liam may lose motor function. He may suffer organ failure. He may survive, or he may spend his final days hooked to machines with no quality of life. The choice is his. But Liam is paralyzed, torn between his instinct to fight and his growing desire to make peace with the time he has left. He doesn't want to waste his final days in sterile rooms. Yet he's not ready to surrender. And he certainly isn't ready to say goodbye to Hope, or Steffi, or his children. That hesitation becomes the emotional anchor of the week as both Steffi and Hope confront the gravity of what he's facing and what it means for their own futures. Steffi, unwilling to lose another loved one to silence or inaction, becomes a driving force. She pleads with Liam to take the treatment, to trust Grace, to hold on a little longer. And when Liam wavers, she takes action. Behind closed doors, she arranges for Hope to join her in the mission. The former rivals for Liam's heart unite for the first time in years. Their goal is simple: convince Liam to fight. Their methods? Anything but. Hope's involvement is complicated. Not only is she emotionally torn by the idea of losing Liam, the father of her child, the man she once believed was her soulmate, but she's now entangled in a new, rapidly intensifying relationship with Carter Walton. After weeks of tension and confusion, Hope has made her choice. She and Carter are officially together again. Their reunion is quiet, but passionate and deeply personal. It's a pairing forged in shared wounds and renewed understanding. Hope feels grounded with Carter, protected, seen. But with Liam's condition worsening, that foundation is about to be tested. Hope's return to Forrester Creations should be a victory, but instead, it becomes a battlefield. Because Daphne Rose is still there, and she is not backing down. Daphne's descent from elegant perfume specialist to dangerously obsessed romantic rival is now fully underway. She is furious. She is hurt. And she is focused. Her obsession with Carter has not dimmed, it has only grown darker. What began as fascination is now veering into something unhinged. She sees Hope not as a woman in love, but as a thief, a usurper, someone who doesn't deserve Carter's affection. And Daphne, in her mind, is the one who does. Throughout the week, Daphne is tasked by Steffi to rethink product strategy for her perfume line, but her mind isn't on business. She's spiraling. Every interaction between Carter and Hope sends her further into her fantasy. Every kind word Carter offers Hope is a knife in Daphne's heart. She begins to imagine alternate realities. She begins to daydream about taking Hope out of the equation. And her scenes are tinged with a slow-burning madness. Still controlled, still subtle, but increasingly clear. Daphne isn't letting go. Not now. Not ever. Meanwhile, other storylines boil beneath the surface, threatening to erupt. Katie Logan, ever the voice of reason in a chaotic family, once again finds herself counseling Ridge Forrester. She warns him that indecision is its own form of cruelty, that his emotional ping-ponging between Brooke and Taylor must end. Katie's words linger longer than expected. Though Ridge has technically made his choice, Katie's reminder cuts deep, because Ridge still feels the pull of Brooke Logan. The history, the passion, the fire. And while he denies it out loud, his eyes say what his words don't. Katie sees it. Brooke sees it. And soon, Ridge will have no choice but to confront it. At the same time, Luna Nozawa steps into the spotlight with a vow of her own, one that could change her life and shake the entire Forrester family dynamic. Her feelings for Finn have reached a tipping point. She makes a decision, privately and without apology. She wants a future with him. It's a dangerous thought. Finn is married to Steffi, but Luna has spent months hiding, pretending. She's done pretending. Whether Finn is ready to hear her confession remains unknown, but Luna is prepared for whatever comes next, even if it destroys her standing at Forrester and her relationship with Steffi. And finally, in a storyline laced with tension and dread, Deacon Sharp uncovers a horrifying truth about his wife. Sheila Carter has a secret, one so dark, so damning, that it threatens to implode their marriage and put lives at risk. Deacon has always known Sheila was dangerous. He accepted it. He even tried to love her through it. But this time is different. This time, the truth may be too vile to ignore. When Deacon discovers what Sheila's been hiding, whether it's a past crime, a betrayal, or something even worse, he's faced with a question that shakes him to his core. Can he love a woman who can never be trusted? As the week barrels toward its conclusion, each storyline accelerates. Liam receives a second opinion from Grace, and the prognosis is just as grim. But he makes a decision. He will fight. He agrees to treatment. The scenes are gut-wrenching. Hope is by his side. Steffi is holding his hand. Bill Spencer is finally brought into the loop, and his reaction is pure anguish. The Spencer patriarch crumbles under the weight of the news. He promises Liam he will do whatever it takes to help, and he demands to speak with Grace personally, leaving the door open for a potential confrontation that could reshape everything. Carter, meanwhile, is caught in a war he didn't start. He loves Hope, but Daphne's shadow looms over every moment. She begins inserting herself into situations that don't concern her. She watches Carter and Hope from doorways. She sends gifts. She creates excuses to touch his arm, to linger in his presence, to remind him, subtly, obsessively, that she's still there. Carter is kind but firm. Hope sees it all, and she begins to worry that Daphne's feelings are no longer harmless. Elsewhere, Luna prepares to confess to Finn. She rehearses the words. She imagines the moment. But before she can speak, a twist interrupts. Steffi discovers Luna's intentions, possibly through a stray message, a private conversation overheard, and confronts her. The confrontation is volcanic. Accusations fly. Luna doesn't back down. Steffi doesn't yield. Their fragile alliance collapses. And Finn, standing between them, is forced to choose between peace and truth. And Sheila? Sheila finally faces Deacon. He lays it all out. The secret. The betrayal. The lies. Sheila tries to deflect, to manipulate, to seduce, but Deacon is done. The love is cracked. The trust is dead. He tells her she has one chance to explain herself, and depending on what she says next, their marriage might end right then and there. By Friday, May 30th, everything is in motion. Liam prepares for treatment, uncertain if he'll ever leave the hospital. Hope clings to Carter, but Daphne's presence grows darker, more unpredictable. Ridge stares out a window, thinking of Brooke. Katie watches him from the hallway, shaking her head. Sheila whispers something into Deacon's ear, whatever it is. It makes him recoil. Luna stands outside Finn's office, fists clenched, as Steffi approaches from behind. And in the final moments, Daphne is alone in her perfume lab, staring at a vial of oil she's labeled revenge. This is not the calm before the storm. This is the storm. And the bold and the beautiful is nowhere near finished. As the bold and the beautiful dives deeper into emotionally charged territory, one glaring inconsistency continues to haunt longtime viewers. Liam Spencer, a central figure in the show's romantic and familial chaos, is once again entangled in drama that makes it painfully clear he's playing favorites with his children. And it hasn't gone unnoticed. In fact, it's become one of the most hotly debated issues among fans of the CBS soap. Let's state the facts as they currently stand. Liam has 2 daughters. Kelly Spencer, his child with Steffi Forrester, and Beth Spencer, his daughter with Hope Logan. On paper, he's a devoted father to both. In reality, at least within the visible, on-screen narrative, one child has practically disappeared from his emotional radar. While Kelly is frequently mentioned, visited, or shown in scenes with Liam, Beth has become an afterthought. A footnote. A missing piece in a puzzle that no one in the show's inner circle seems in any rush to complete. This absence feels especially jarring given Liam's current circumstances. Diagnosed with a terminal brain tumor, facing a treatment plan that could result in organ failure, paralysis, or worse, Liam is in the fight of his life. And who has been at his side? Hope? Yes. Steffi? Yes. Kelly? Often mentioned. Beth? Barely a whisper. Not only does it feel narratively uneven, it comes across as emotionally negligent for a character who has spent years portraying himself as a man torn between 2 women, both of whom are mothers to his daughters. Fans have been vocal. Social media is buzzing with frustration and confusion. Comments range from emotional pleas to pointed criticism. One user summed up the growing sentiment: "You can't devote all your love and energy to one daughter and ignore the other. It's not just unfair, it's damaging." What about Beth? That question echoes through forums, Reddit threads, and fan pages like a warning bell the show continues to ignore. When Liam's storyline began pivoting toward his relationship with Steffi again, viewers were cautiously optimistic. The Steffi-Liam Hope triangle is a staple of the bold and the beautiful, and people were willing to follow the story where it led. But as Liam's time on the show appeared to become more limited, there was an expectation, maybe even an unspoken promise, that we'd see him mend fences, heal old wounds, and most importantly, reconnect with both his children. Instead, we've seen him dote on Kelly, ask about her, long to see her, reflect on her future, talk to Steffi about the kind of mother she is, the kind of life he hopes Kelly has. All while Beth, his equally beloved daughter, at least in theory, is conspicuously absent from those same conversations. Hope, of course, has had her hands full. She's been reeling from Liam's diagnosis. She's rebuilding her career at Forrester Creations. She's also rekindled a romance with Carter Walton that has taken up considerable emotional bandwidth. But the question remains, where's Beth in all this? Why hasn't there been a push on screen or off to bring father, mother, and daughter together in what could be some of the most heart-wrenching, beautiful, and narratively rich moments the show has to offer? Imagine it, Liam holding Beth, brushing her hair back, apologizing for his absence, telling her he loves her. Hope watching them, her eyes filled with tears, remembering the battles they fought to bring Beth into the world. A father realizing the time he's taken for granted. A mother realizing that no matter the pain between them, they created something pure. It's emotional gold. And it's being left on the table. Fans are not just noticing, they're demanding better. One fan wrote, It's about time Liam sits with both of his daughters. I want a scene where he just watches Beth and Kelly play, smiles through the pain, and knows that whatever happens, he's left behind something beautiful. Another chimed in with, "We need the full family. Hope, Liam, and Beth. Just once before it's too late." That kind of scene would break us in the best way. The current imbalance also impacts the way we see Liam as a character. For years, he's been portrayed as emotionally conflicted, yes, but also deeply committed to doing the right thing, to being a good father. But when one daughter dominates his thoughts and the other barely registers, that integrity is called into question. Does he really care for Beth? Or is she just collateral in his eternal love story with Hope? The show hasn't clarified, and that silence speaks volumes. The real tragedy here is opportunity lost. If Liam's story is truly approaching its end, or even if he survives, but his life is forever altered, then the narrative needs those cathartic, grounding moments. It needs to show him trying, redeeming, holding both daughters, explaining in the simplest words possible that he loves them equally, that they are both pieces of his heart. Not just Kelly. Not just the child who lives with the woman he's most connected to at the moment. Instead, we're watching scenes tilt heavily towards Steffy, Kelly, and Liam's shared dynamic. Hope, though present, feels like a supporting act to Liam's spiral. And Beth? She feels erased. It's a choice that not only diminishes Liam's emotional legacy, but undermines the strength and significance of the Hope-Liam storyline that once defined this series. Even the possibility of Hope and Carter forming a long-term bond, now accelerated due to Liam's prognosis, feels hollow without addressing the elephant in the room. Hope's daughter, Liam's daughter, the little girl they fought tooth and nail for, has been given no space to matter in the most critical arc of Liam's life. There is still time to course correct. There is still time for the bold and the beautiful to deliver the scenes that matter. The scenes that stick. Beth is a child of the show. A miracle child. She deserves more than background status. And fans won't be satisfied until they see Liam make things right. The writers have the pieces. They have the talent. Scott Clifton, Liam, has always delivered raw, emotional performances. Annika Noel, Hope, brings nuance and depth to every tear, every smile, every struggle. A simple scene one day in the park, one moment at home, one goodbye could be enough to heal the imbalance. Could be enough to give Beth her due. In a show defined by love, betrayal, legacy, and redemption, there's nothing more powerful than a father truly seeing both his daughters equally, fully, and for the first time in a long time. That's the moment we're waiting for. That's the moment the bold and the beautiful must deliver. Before it's too late. Until then, fans will continue watching, hoping, and demanding more. Because in a world full of triangles, secrets, and shocking reveals, sometimes the quietest stories, like a father trying to love both his children, are the ones that matter most.